Alright guys, so here we are in Assetto Corsa Evo, or Evo, whatever word they want to use. So yeah, gonna kind of give my initial thoughts on it. Now it did take me a while to get this set up right, so I have triple screens. The native support is quite strange, so I was having all sorts of weird issues when loading into this with the triple screen. So sometimes it wouldn't render properly, then I had to delete the video file from the documents folder. Then when I got it kind of half working, when I'd load into a track it would give me a black screen. I would have to go in and edit the view settings. All sorts of weird stuff going on, but I think it's fixed now. But yeah, I don't know how it's fixed. I'm going to almost say it was, borderline accidental how it got fixed, but look, it's working now, but it was not a smooth rodeo, that's for sure. Yeah, and I would have expected Kunos to, maybe have that addressed immediately, but look, they haven't. It isn't. Who cares? It's done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive a few cars here, right? So BMW M4. The reason being is, well, I had a M3 in the past, and I'm actually considering one of these in real life. So I thought, well, let's see what it's about. I haven't driven this, so I'm going to put it onto road tires, because I did see in videos that we could select the tires. So I want this to be as realistic to a road-going car as possible. Then after this, I'll probably drive the Audi RS3, reason being my cousin has one, albeit it's a 2015 model, a couple of years older, but he has got the engine modified quite a bit to like over 600 horsepower or whatever it is at this stage. So, and then we'll probably round it out with a more of a racy type car, let's say the Porsche Cup. Alright, so M4 CSL. Interested to see what this is actually like, because as I said, I was thinking about buying one of these IRL, so yeah, depends how I get on with this. Let's get the steering to feel right. And it has to be said, like, when it comes to BMWs, I've had, and actually I do currently own a 6 Series, so I'm familiar with kind of how they handle. I've had a few over the years. I've had like the 5 Series, I've had a few M Sports. Oh shit. I've had a couple of 3 Series. I've had the E46 M3, been looking at the E92 M3, and then also when it comes to buying an M3 or an M4, like I say, I am considering this, but I don't know. I'm also looking at the Audi RS models. That's why I want to kind of drive the RS3 as well. But anyway, let's see how the sim actually is, right? So after finally getting triples up and running, we have 60 FPS, 63 FPS, right? So the game is not optimized at all, which, for early access we can accept that. I would have liked the triple screen thing to just work a bit easier and sooner out of the box, even for early access. I mean, this is not Kunos' first racing sim, of course, so the fact that wasn't kind of smooth was a little disappointing, but whatever. It's mainly kind of, I want to see kind of how the car actually drives from a physics perspective. So I haven't driven this particular M3 or M4 variant in real life, so I can only compare it to the M3 that I had in the past and how the actual feel is from the other BMWs that I've had in the past, right? So I've had the 318, then I had a 525D, I've had 530Ds with remaps, I've had the M3, and my most current is a 635D. They all feel, I have to say, like, from a characteristic point of view, right, this does feel like a BMW, and that probably won't mean a lot to anyone, but anyone that has driven BMWs before, you're kind of familiar with kind of the snappiness at the rear when you get the power down. We still have that here, so when I get the power down, the back is coming now. It's limited by the TC a bit, understandably, right? What you find then on the corner entry, because the car is so well balanced, and I think this is a BMW thing, like, you hear the ultimate driving machine. Well, what does that mean? It means kind of this, on the entry, when you're driving a BMW close to the limit, it's kind of understeery to neutral, but predictable. See this? Now I'm going to just let it run wide, but it's kind of like that kind of constant drift. Now, road cars do this anyway, to an extent, but what you're looking for is the actual balance of all four wheels kind of drifting together. My current 6 Series does it, my old M3 done it. I never really done it too much in the 5 Series that I owned, I'll be completely honest, but in the sportier models, let's say, it was a thing. On throttle down, the back does like to come. There we go. Yeah, predictable. Yeah, that was like my 6 Series more so with the torque on it, but yeah, it's familiar. It is familiar, like, to me as a BMW owner. Yeah, I'm impressed, I have to say. Like, I mean, oh, brake too late there. Yeah, that's just me misjudging the speed. But I have to say, from a feel point of view, from a physics point of view, and even the steering input, it does feel quite similar, even to my current car, which is nice. A little bit wide, the front will push, and the back will come slowly. Yeah, and you know, that's why I was saying, like, it feels like a BMW, because every BMW that I've had does feel, you know, they all feel quite comparable. The M3 that I had, the E46, that probably felt a little bit more, what's the word? Not as floaty as this, and I think with this you can feel the weight. Like, the characteristic is still there, but it's definitely heavier. It definitely, like, heaves a bit more in the corners. Where the M3 that I had before, the back would just be that little bit snappier, but still very similar to this though. This is fun, this is good. Braking in deep, yeah, the ABS, as you know, as it would on a road car, kind of does work well. Yeah, the outside sound is pretty nice too, isn't it? Yeah, typical BMW sort of rasp off the exhaust with the 4 pipes at the back. And the M's are very, very raspy, like even when you're in the car and you hear the exhaust, it's actually more tinny than this. Like, at least in my car it was. Like, let me just do that again. Yeah, I can feel the similarity, like that. There's I don't know if it's going to pick up on the video, right, but there's a certain point in an M3, even when you're in the car, where the exhaust rasp, like, kind of becomes really obvious. It does actually sound quite like this, but even more so in the real car. Yeah, God, I missed my one. This is making me want to buy one again. Yeah, I like that. I can see the outside of the tyre just overheating there when I roll into that corner. It's like the road tyre kind of letting go quite easily. Well, you know, not easily, but you'd expect it, wouldn't you? Like, I'm just looking at the tyre temperatures on the head-up display thing at the bottom, well, the tyre graphic. So, yeah, it's like when the front grips up, the rear of the car does become the limiting factor, which is true of, like, my experience with BMWs as well. And that when you overdrive the front, like any car, to be fair, the front just pushes on, the slide goes on forever. And that's, like, a lot of that is down to the tyre more so than the chassis. Like, I know I used to run my Integra sometimes. I have an Integra DC2, and I used to run that on semi-slick sometimes, particularly during the summer months, just for the lols, really. And that had like a different characteristic, but for a road tyre, because I've selected road tyres on this car for this drive, yeah, it's doing what I would expect a road tyre to do, by contrast to you know, like a racing semi-slick. And there's, yeah, when the front grips up, the back becomes the limiting factor. Yeah, like I will say, like, whatever about the other stuff that I don't like with AC Evo, like the triple screen setup, I was quite vocal about. The actual driving and the physics are quite realistic based on my real life experience with BMWs in general. Like, yeah, okay, let's yeah, that's quite good. That's like for a road car to be simulated, like as road cars can be simulated, right? Or let me say that again. As road car simulation goes, that's the word, or words. This is quite good. Surprisingly good, in fact. Let's have a look at the, I was going to say, let's look at replay. What is all this blurring going on the replay? Let me just skip that forward. Is there something wrong with the camera? Just a lot of out of focus. Yeah, okay, the replay looks a little weird, just with the depth of field effects, I think, or... Yeah, it's like the car's in focus, but everything else is out of focus. It just looks a bit odd, but, whatever. Yeah, I was going to see if we can change views here, so the onboard view... The outside sound doesn't feel great. That camera view, man, holy... It's way out of focus. Just doesn't look natural, but... whatever. It's early access, so we let them off, I guess. The sound, yeah, the sound I think needs improvement. I've never heard one of these particular cars from outside, but I can tell you now, like, from any other BMW that I have heard from the outside, and I've heard a lot, just not that particular model. It's not throaty enough, for sure. The rasp is there, it just needs to be emphasized more, tinned out more, I guess. But the rasp is there, it just needs to be, yeah, just a little bit of work, I think. I mean, the car model is great. I really like the model. Like, it looks really nice. We've got the brake disc heating up there. What else have we got? Let me see, can I change the view? Yeah, you can see, actually, that's good as well. You can see it more so here, the weight pitching forward completely. Being a road car, like, these are quite heavy. So all that weight pitching forward, that pushes the road tire across the track, as you've seen, like on this particular corner. I went deep once or twice. Yeah, there you can see it, exactly. So it's behaving like a road car would. Let's jump out then and get the Audi RS3. Like I said, my cousin has one of these in the 2015 model. There is an RS3, isn't there? Yeah, there is. He has a grey one. Let's go with the blue, I guess. It's a beautiful looking car. I like the showroom, like the shine. Like you can see, they've put a real emphasis on the presentation of the car itself. And yeah, the exhaust inserts as well. So plenty of detail on the car, which I really like. Like I said, my cousin's is a 2015 model. This is I think this is the later model, 2022, I think. It's a generation or two later, I believe. But yeah, let's select that anyway, and let me go back and go back again. I'm going to see, we'll keep it at Brands Hatch, but I just want to see, can I change the, could make it dynamic. I don't know what this does. Sky coverage. Can I change it? Scattered clouds, custom, maybe? Oh, custom's not available yet. Let's go scattered clouds. Cloud coverage 50%. Yeah, okay. What else can I do? Can I change the time of day? Yes, I can. So I can change the practice start time. Let's have it at like 1 PM. Practice duration 90 minutes. Practice time multiplier, I believe that's standard. I can do my race here too. Okay. let's go ahead and apply this. But yeah, initial impressions are good. Like I say, setting up triple screens here was an absolute bollock. Yeah, I had to, like, first when I downloaded the game, the whole screen was like, so the triple screen was split here in the middle. Yeah, it was just loads of weird shit going on, but after a few attempts, luckily it's worked. The model looks brilliant, doesn't it? Beautiful car, the RS3, and they go quite well as well. It's a 2.5 litre turbo, and they have a well, at least my real life experience, they have a really unique sound. So I'm interested to see is that sound here as well. Vehicle setup, just going to double check that we're on road tires. Fuel and they're at the G. Yeah, we're on road. Supercar road. Yeah, okay. And let's say 30 litres of fuel, I guess. So we'll apply that. And I discovered the tyre compound selection is inside the fuel area, not the tyre area, strangely enough. But, you know, whatever. Camber. Yeah, well, leave it as it is. I don't know what it does. Well, on this car, so we'll just leave it. So, let's see what it sounds like. That does sound like an RS3, I can tell you now. That is exactly how an RS3 sounds on the inside. First-hand experience, yeah. Oh yeah. That is... Man, that is like... that it... This is exactly how an RS3 sounds. Gear shifts and everything. Kunos, I tip my invisible hat to you. This is exactly how an RS3 sounds, guys. On the inside, anyway. We'll get to the outside in a sec. Yeah, the outside I think is there too. I will be honest, right? I'm not going to bullshit anyone. It's difficult for me to give a verdict on the outside because my cousin decided to straight pipe his car, so it sounds louder than the average, let's say. Okay, let's. But yeah, I will say the sound is exactly as the real-life version, at least the 2015 version, which is the same engine, I believe. Just, you know, slightly different turbo upgrades and stuff like that, but yeah, it's the same car, pretty much, same engine, same, you know. Yeah, I have to say, it, like, from driving it here at least, it does handle better than the M4 did. I'm guessing it's because it's lighter. And these yokes do have the four-wheel drive quattro, which is very, I mean, these cars in real life, like on the road at least, are on rails, like shockingly so. I remember being in the thing and just could not comprehend kind of what I was witnessing and seeing, like the grip on the road going version of this, like my cousin's car is just, I thought it was like a special effect, you know. It was like Sky Electric. It was like we're stuck to a track, like stuck to a line of road going through corners, and you know, yeah, incredible cars. And they do have performance, let me tell you. It's not all about kind of a straight line go and show. It's these things can actually corner, they can brake, they, you know, they are a really high performance car. Yeah, and just like that as well, the braking on this seems to give the rear, as you would expect with a hatch, and then very predictable on throttle because of the four-wheel drive system. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, very impressed. Reverb off the wall is pretty nice too. Yeah, just overcooking it there, but the tyres react. I just feel the... Yeah, let me do a few more corners. I just feel the loss of grip there just didn't seem quite what I'd expect fully. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just... I thought I got something else there through the wheel. Yeah, okay, so through the steering wheel I can feel like a little vibration on the gear shift with the Quattro, which is, again, as you'd expect. You can feel it on the shift. They don't really suffer with torque steer too much. Very predictable, great handling car, just as it is in reality. Yeah. Really, really good work from Kunos on this one, I have to say. Yeah, this is really good. This is really good. You know, I have to say, if the BMW is like reality, and like it does feel like a BMW would feel, just doesn't feel as sharp, I'll be honest, compared to this. This actually feels better. Like if I was buying a car and if AC Evo was a kind of, you know, kind of a test drive machine, I'd pick the RS3 here. Yeah, this is great. This is really great. We'll finish off this lap and we'll go and get the Porsche Cup car or something. Just to see how like a faster kind of race-ready car performs. This is really nice, I have to say. For a road car simulator, this is good. I'm interested to see, like with AC Evo, like what they do with like race cars going forward. Like if we start to bring in some GT3s and stuff. So I think, like, you know, like certainly the online player base like generally likes to compete, and you know, you're into like actual race cars and tracks and like official series and stuff. Unless we go like in a Forza or GT direction where people are like racing road cars on some point system, which, you know, that will have its following as well. But I think, you know, for me, I think I would rather kind of the like more so the online thing with the competition systems, like, you know, proper series, like, you know, your iRacings, your Le Mans Ultimates and stuff, ACC and, you know, that sort of thing. But I have to say, this this drove really, really nice. Am I on the... yeah. Yeah, again, the outside sound could do with a bit of a tweak. It's not the actual replay camera. It feels very far away. Let me just check settings here. Video graphics. I don't know. No, that'll be controls, wouldn't it? Controls. Can I do a search by action name? We'll say camera. Oh, there's camera there. Right, let's see. Or do we have a replace? We have toggle drone, free track, helicopter on board. Do we have like a TV camera maybe? Don't think so. Just that particular camera seems very far away. Like I'd like to try and get like closer action shots of the car. So we have the onboard sequence. I don't know what that means. Track. So let me bind track to F3. So that's that there. And then sequence I'll bind to my F6. No, I don't know what that does. And then drivable cameras. I'm not really sure. User interface. Yeah, I won't touch any of this. Let's just apply those changes. And I wonder in the replay then, do I have a camera option here? Which I don't think I do. So there's my F3 camera, and then my F6 is doing nothing. My F1, that just cycles through my driving camera like it would in any other Assetto Corsa game. But F3, so okay, so I think this is the, yeah, this must be the track / replay TV, whatever, camera. But yeah, it does feel nice, it does feel nice, like going off track a little bit. It does take a bit of getting used to, like with the tyre, because you know, like I'm used to driving like racing cars on slicks and simulators, so like LMU, ACC and stuff like that, so coming into like a road car, it does take a bit of adjustment. You know, you have to like really overslow for corners, which is normal really, because you're sitting in a simulated rig, so you don't feel necessarily the speed as easily as you would in a car itself. But so yeah, once you kind of get your eye in with that little adjustment, I mean, everything then just becomes more natural, as you could see, like near the end of this stint. But yeah, okay, so the BMW was good, the Audi felt brilliant as well. Let's have a look at something different then. We'll go for the Chevy, Ferrari maybe. Honda S2000, we have the Hyundai i30N. Lotus will be a good one. Mazda. No, I might do the Mazda as well. I want to do a Porsche Cup maybe. Yeah, let's do a Porsche Cup car. So what we got? 9. We have one here, Carrera Cup ABS variant. Then we have ABS and TC. Yeah, let's go with that. Give me all the electronic aids. And this is the Ante. Okay, lovely car, beautiful car. Looks like it's out of Michelin Cup with the track experience. On Michelin tires. Yeah, looks great, doesn't it? Beautiful car. So let's go with that. And let's go back. And instead of doing Brands Hatch, maybe Imola this time. Yeah, okay, start session. May swap to my Formula wheel for this one because I think the... Yeah, okay, so this is the shit I was talking about with the triple screen support. So to get this to work, I have to... Let me remember. Yeah, I go into Drive. We have a black screen. Then I pause with the escape button. I go to View Settings. I go to triple screen, I think, and adjust something. And then hit Apply. And then the game renders. Yeah. That's, yeah, so triple screen support is kind of working. Whatever. Okay, so let's go back. Let's resume. So this car has a Formula sort of type wheel, I think, kind of. So let me hot swap this one off the rig. and stick on a Formula wheel. I think it seems the most logical, or feel the most natural. Oh, there's a clutch on it. Come on, newbie alert, newbie alert. Hang on just 1 second, I just want to make sure that this is on the racing tyres vehicle setup. Yeah, because it's a Porsche Cup car, right, so it should be on... It should not be on road tyres. Okay, soft, slick, wets, what else have we got? Okay, just soft, slick and wets. Okay, cool, it's on slicks. Let's apply, and let's get to the track then. Let's drive, right. Sounds great. Yeah, it sounds like the one from Assetto Corsa Competizione, I think. Oh yeah. Yeah, the sound is great. Yeah, this car is definitely more potent compared to the other ones, of course. You can definitely notice the extra grip, obviously from the slick tyre. That's obvious to see and feel. And yeah, the similarity, like for me with Imola, particularly with driving LMU like GT3s and GTEs and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of familiar in the sense that like that extra grip on the car, like laterally and particularly into the braking areas, I feel like I can brake at a like what feels like a normal distance to what I'm adjusted to from my normal sim racing day to day. Where with the road cars, like I say, it does take a bit of getting used to with the tyre, but that's just like an adjustment that the driver has to make. It, you know, it's expected, like. Sound is great on this thing, I have to say. Oh, understeer, shit. Didn't expect that. Well, not so much. Oh yeah. Oh, she can get busy, can't she? Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I think I could see like already like a Porsche Cup like championship in this game, like straight away off the bat. This car is great. Great to drive. This is good, guys. This is good. Yeah, I gotta give it to them. This car is great. Yeah, just getting a bit too silly now. But I can see already, like, I mean, if a league was popping up with this car, like, at some point in the future, I think it would be really popular. It's a lot of fun to drive this thing. Like, you've got a decent amount of grip being a cup car, but you've also got the bit of playability if you want to kind of just have fun with the car as well. You know, as a driver, then you can sort of manipulate it almost into certain corners. It's quite dynamic in that sense. There's other ABS and TC settings on the car which I haven't mapped to my wheel or anything like that yet. I'll do that over the next few days. good bit of understeer off that corner, generally beyond a certain steering angle. That's one thing I've noticed. Yeah, just taking too much speed there into the first left, and that screws up the entire section, which would be quite normal for Imola. Imola is one of those tracks where sequences is very important, particularly in Sector 1 more so. And Sector 2, like your exit from the bottom of the hill, Acqua Minerale, I think it's called. Yeah, I'll do one more lap after this. But yeah, so far this Cup car is quite fun. Yeah, I do like it. I do like it. And it's good to kind of feel the limit of the grip as well. Like, I mean, the car lets go in a, you know, I think in the right way. And what I mean by that is when you start to, like, overdrive it. Like, obviously overdrive it, it clearly lets go, as you've seen there. But in all other areas, like, you have that bit of grip, a bit of slide, like this, just like that. And that, to me, feels quite normal. You know, it's predictable, it's what you'd expect the car to do, really. And it's in line with what the road cars do, just with a different grip profile, which is exactly what you'd expect. That understeer there, it's definitely a characteristic of the car, I think, or the setup, one or the other. Yeah, I'm overdriving this to its life, but it is so much fun. I'll try and do the last bit of the last bit of the lap, you know, in a normal way. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, me likey, me likey. This is good. And you can feel the weight shifting around the axis of the car, heavy on the brakes downhill like that, which I like. The only other sim that kind of gives me that is LMU, mainly. In an active way, I mean. Like all the sims do. AMS2 actually started doing that recently too. Yeah. Alright, so let's have a look at the replay there. That felt like a lot of fun. Sound is epic. I don't like this, like, focus crap going on with the camera. It's like everything is blurred. Yeah, it just looks weird. It's like everything is blurred. I mean, I can see the car's in focus, but yeah, I'd like to see that being changed. And I don't think it's a setting that I have going on. I don't think. So can I change the camera? It's not really doing much. Yeah, I mean, the car looks great. It's really, really cool. Yeah, really, really nice to drive. The replay, though, I don't know if it's just a weird setting I have, but the replay just looks like a blurry mess. I think you know, I can see probably what they're trying to do with the depth of field, but maybe a bit overdone. But I'm sure that'll be sorted in an upcoming patch. I don't think that's gonna. It's not a deal breaker by any means. Just one of those early access things that needs to be sorted out as the days and weeks progress. But I will say, like, so far, to be fair to Kunos, right, they've got the correct things correct, right? The physics of all of the cars I've driven so far, even the ones that I struggled with over driving, the physics on all of them so far are pretty spot on, I have to say. Like, you know, of the cars that I'm familiar with that I've driven, they all behave in a way that you'd expect it to behave. What else can we take? Is there any out-and-out front-wheel drive cars? Golf, that's a four-wheel drive, isn't it? The GTI Clubsport. We have the Toyota GR86. What else do we have? We have the Mazda. We have the Hyundai. Let's have a look at the Hyundai. Doesn't give you... Oh, what's this? Animation steering angle. Okay, didn't know we could do this. So we can turn the wipers on. We can put on the brake lights by the looks of things. We can put on the flasher, the hazards. That's quite cool. So we can turn on the electrics. The wipers then can be... okay, so the wiper animations can be all done separately. We put on the reverse light, flash. That's cool. That's quite cool. Rain light if it has it. Indicators left or right. Well, that's pretty cool. What animations do we have? Okay, that'll just be shift animations in the car, I'm pretty sure. Can we start the car? We can put the ignition on and off, okay. So ignition on, start. Electrics, can we start the car up? I don't think. Accelerator? I don't think so. No, okay. Nice looking car. You know, I've never driven one of these. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, what have we got? We've got the i30N hatchback performance, then we have the Drive N limited edition. Don't know what the difference is. Let's stick with the road car, I guess. It's a nice looking car. Hyundai is not one of those brands that I would have associated like with high performance. And again, probably showing my age, but like when I was, you know, my car culture days was all like Honda VTEC engines, which, you know, I owned and have driven like a lot of them in the past. So, yeah, let's take this to maybe... Let's go to Brands Hatch again, actually, with this one. I think that's attractive, we'll suit it. And just while that's being done, I just want to see details about the i30N. I just want to see what I'm driving here. So, i30N. Let's see what the web gives me. So, 280 horsepower, 2-litre turbo engine. It's got an N dual clutch transmission. Okay, one other question. Is it front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? This being 280 horsepower, why is that not? Yeah, because being 280 horsepower, okay, it is a front-wheel drive vehicle according to this. Okay, so I will be quite familiar with a high-performance front-wheel drive, kind of from my Honda Integra days. I still have the Integra, in fact, and that's been modified to 227 horsepower, I believe it was. And okay, we've got road tires, we have eco tires. No, we don't want eco. We want You want road tires? Yeah, okay, road tires. Let's go with that. But yeah, so it was 227 horsepower, very very fast car, and front wheel drive with a limited slip differential on the front, a helical diff. So let's swap the steering wheel to a roundy one. Yeah, I'm just comparing like how this feels to a car with a front wheel drive diff. Let me just, before we go any further, view settings. I need to raise this up a little bit. Camera height. Let's bring that up a bit, and let's bring the pitch. Yeah, that looks a bit more natural, sort of. Yeah, it'll do. Let's apply that, and yeah, let's drive. Okay, seems to have launch control at 4,000 RPM. Yep. So what we'd expect then with a front-wheel drive car with a limited slip diff, which this has like an N diff or E diff, whatever Hyundai's marketing crap is telling us. So what we'd expect then at the limit is the steering wheel to pull in the direction of the corner with the throttle applied. So yeah, let's see. Yeah. Sounds nice, I have to say, you know. Like I said, I wouldn't have associated Hyundai with, you know, good high performance, but this is nice. Like as a car, like I'm actually enjoying driving the car, not the game. Yeah, very nice car, very predictable. Yeah, and you can feel like the diff kind of just making the steering feel a bit neutral when you have angle applied, and then you can feel a little kind of pull on the gear shift, which would be exactly like a front wheel. Yeah, there we go. The diff, the steering has gone kind of light, and it's like the front wheel's spinning a little with the differential, pulling it through the corner, even though the steering feels like unweighted, which is exactly what you'd get on a front-wheel drive car with a diff like this. Yeah, you can see it there. It just wants to pull the car around the corner, which, yeah, it's exactly how one of these front-wheel drive cars would behave. Yeah, these hot hatches are putting the big BMW M4 to shame, I have to say. Like from driving the RS3, driving this, the M4 just felt like a big whale by comparison. Just no life in the corners by comparison. At least that's what it felt like. That being said, like, I mean, the straight line speed was probably faster, so I could have been going into the corners that bit quicker. But from a fun, predictable kind of driving experience perspective, these hot hatches are certainly more fun to drive. And I think if anyone's new-ish to sim race and they're getting into like this game down the line, like as we progress through the year, like with various updates, and we have like little, you know, leagues or cups or whatever, like a front wheel drive challenge. This car is the car of choice. I mean, it's forgiving, it's fun, it's definitely going to promote close racing, and yeah, it's nice. does feel really good, I have to say. Like the physics, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it does seem as if like a lot of the development time has gone into the physics on this, because the physics are quite accurate, like from what I would know from driving like performance cars over the years. Like, I can't comment on the outside sounds being accurate or not accurate, but it does sound very flat. Yeah, it just doesn't sound as good as it does on the inside. I think the inside sounds appear to be done like nice. Which is fair enough, like, I mean, if that's where the development time has gone, like physics, interior, car sounds, car models on the inside and stuff, and, you know, whatever, fine. Yeah, okay, let's get in their car after this. Yeah, so that's another car that feels really good, like, you know, and how I think it should feel based on like my experience, like in driving these kind of high performance front wheel drive cars in real life. I've driven this, I've driven Golf GTIs and stuff, Mark 5 and 6 and stuff, but yeah, not the i30N in particular, but to be honest with you, front wheel drive performance cars have more in common than they do differences, apart from the weight. Like, you can feel the weight, of course, but everything else, like the characteristic, my experience has been that they're more similar than they are different. What else can I drive? We have a Golf GTI, I think, somewhere. Very Volkswagen. I'll just type it in, Golf. Alright, what have we got? We have a Golf Clubsport, and we have a Golf Club. What's the difference? Dual tone and standard. What is the difference? GTI Clubsport Performance Standard. Dual tone. I'm guessing it is the interior, maybe, is it? Don't know. I'm not a fan of the front of this from a GTI perspective. Like, I like to have like a beefy kind of lower front bumper on the car. But yeah, whatever. Car itself looks pretty good. Then most modern hot hatches nowadays have the twin exhaust at the back. So let's select that. We did select it, didn't we? Select, back, back, back again. Alrighty. So just getting some stats down on the Golf GTI, the one we're driving now, the Mark 8. So this is a 2-litre turbo, 4-cylinder petrol, 245 PS, 242 brake horsepower. Okay. Just getting some stats on the car, because it's important to understand the car, because then we can see how it actually drives. Okay, so according to the World Wide Web, this is also front-wheel drive. So, oops, let's go back. So that's interesting. So this is front-wheel drive as well. So I have driven the earlier model of these back, the Mark 5 and 6, I believe, and I've driven the Mark 4 as well, which I thought was a dog of a car, to be honest. The old 1.8 turbo, but the 2-litre turbo onwards were definitely better. Okay, so I might have a bit of more direct comparison then with driving this. Right, let me adjust the view, because I'm on a triple screen here and the view is just a little bit off. So let me just change the pitch so that looks more natural. Yeah, I think that's fine. So let's apply that. And before I get into this, let's just do an outside sound check. Yeah, the outside is, like, from like my knowledge of Golf GTIs and stuff, is definitely missing like the little DSG sound pitch. Yeah, I mean the inside sounds are a lot more compared to what we're getting on the outside. Yeah, these hot hatches are really fun to drive. I like that on the rev counter as well, the kilowatts and newton meters being produced by the car at certain RPMs. Strangely, I have to say, it doesn't feel like a front wheel drive so far. And like, I've never driven this exact model, but of the older Golfs I've driven, it does feel... Yeah, I can just about get a bit of the diff. That being said, again, you know, I don't know how modern Volkswagen does the front diff thing, so it could feel like different than what I'm expecting based on the older models. And there's the road harding and the road hard thing. It's definitely the more lively of the three hot hatches that I've driven, like between the RS3 and the i30 from Hyundai. It definitely does feel like more like rearward balanced. Well, yeah, the rear feels a bit more twitchy on this compared to the other two. And again, I don't know if that's the case in real life. I know, like, the Golfs I've driven, like, they have been a little bit like that. Like, not too much so, but then, I mean, the RS Audi, like, is heavier, it's more stable with the Quattro, and it does have, like, a lot of other driver aids, which I know for a fact, like active braking and all that stuff. I don't know if that's modelled, but it does result in a very stable platform. This, by comparison, feels a lot more raw and unrefined. You know, the characteristics of this car would make it a good rear-wheel drive, but on a front-wheel drive, I don't think it works too well. Because we have that twitchy back on the way in, but we've no way of getting out then because we're limited to fields by the front a little. Still feel the gear shift through the wheel because of the diff on the front, which is good. But yeah, it's very much one of those cars, like a front-wheel drive performance car, where you kind of try to steer it from the back, and then like let the diff sort her out at the front. But I think the back of it just feels a little bit too lively to do that in a natural way. But yeah, I mean, you still do it, of course. Yeah, this is good. Another good another good car. Yeah, I will say the frame rate on this game does get hammered compared to other sims. I mean, we're getting 56, 57 frames. And to compare that, like in ACC, LMU, like it'd be up around 160 plus, 140 plus most of the time. So, yeah, just for reference as well, like I have a 3090 graphics card and a 12900K CPU. I am on triples, of course, but my point being, like, I'm getting 100 frames less than what I would usually get in a situation like this. So if you're, you know, you're thinking on your own hardware, how would this game kind of hold up? Take, you know, well, in my case, I'm losing 100 frames. In your case, you could lose, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, 80. Now, I do have the graphics turned up a little bit on this, so it could be a case where if you lower them down, you know, you'll be fine. But just bear in mind, it's not optimized just yet. It's quite heavy, so. Yeah, okay. Let's do one more car. Let's do a rear-wheel drive car or two. The Alfa Romeos, what are these all about? I mean, it looks nice, I hate to admit it. It does look beautiful, doesn't it? That is a nice car. Yeah, we're going to have to do it. We have to do it. Let's go with the... Oh, that is nice. That is nice. Yeah, we got to do it. What track? Imola, Seika. Let's go with Imola. Back to Italy, where it came from. I don't even know if this is front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. Right, we have this triple screen glitch thing again. So we click drive. We hit the pause menu to escape. We make a change to the triple screen thing. So go up 1mm. Won't make a difference, but we apply. Then the game will render. I think. I hope. Yeah, there we go. And while I'm here, then I'm just going to change the camera pitch just so I can see more natural through my steering wheel here. What's actually going on? So let's apply that. Go and drive. Resume. Very nice car, this. You know, I didn't even know these really existed, I have to be honest. Maybe like I knew they existed, but I never really gave a look at them, but man, that's a nice car. Yeah, I mean, the outside sounds on all of the cars I've driven just are uninspiring, to say the least. They just sound pretty poor, like. But yeah, so let's see what it's like actually on track. I like the dash, the shift thing popping up on the dashboard, the rev counters and stuff look very modern. Sounds really nice on the inside, I have to say. It's difficult to hear the downshifts. In fact, I can't really hear them at all, so it's kind of like I feel like I'm just missing that confirmation noise in my ears. Like it's yeah. Well, try to listen for it again. Yeah, the downshifts are almost silent in this car. I don't like that, but you know that's a car thing, I'm sure, not the game. gears do you have? 7, 8 gears, 8 gears. For autobahn cruising. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this car, I have to say, or like how it drives. Not a fan. So let's just jump out of that. But interested to see it. Beautiful car. Maybe I'll spend more time with it. I might feel different. But anyway, before we wrap up, let's go for something that is faster. I won't do the Challenge Evo. Lotus Emira. Lotus Emira, Mazda, what else we got? Porsche we done. Yeah, let's have a look at the Lotus, in fact. It's like a mini 296 Ferrari, isn't it? Yeah, it is actually like a mini 296. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with the Lotus. And being a British car, let's go to brands. One thing I like about this is the loading times are quite rapid, so familiar with that from ACC. Vehicle setup, we want to put road tires on this. Actually, maybe supercar tires, yeah, that makes sense. So not quite road, but a step up. Or let's go a hypercar. Let's go all out. And we'll reduce the fuel by a few litres and apply that. It's a Lotus, like it deserves a bit of speed to be taken on track. And view settings again, I'm just going to change the pitch just so it looks kind of normal-ish to me. Let's go with that. You can notice the extra grip with these tyres, and a Lotus being a Lotus, like it's nimble, so it's turning quite well. You know, it's like the speed of it is not going to set the world on fire. Like it looks like it can pack a bigger punch than it probably can, you know. That's the thing with Lotuses though, they have like smaller engines, like traditionally at least anyway, like I know the old Exige and stuff like that, and the Elise like had I think it was like 1.8 litre Toyota engines at one stage, so they make their performance from how light they are and how balanced they are on the chassis side. I'm not overly familiar with this particular model, but I can only assume that it's kind of similar stuff going on. I'll have a look now in a second, in fact. Okay, she drifts. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the game so far, like, I mean, does the important things right, I guess. Like, the handling is quite good, but, you know, it did come from a base of Assetto Corsa Competizione, I'm sure. Like, I mean, from a physics perspective, like, that was an extension of AC1. This is clearly an extension of ACC, but, you know, just better, more natural on the tyre. Just everything just seems to be more refined. It's like they've just upped at a level, as you'd expect them to. Yeah, this feels nice, I have to say. The extra grip from these hyper tyres or hypercar tyres just Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. And I think the level of grip, I mean, if you take this particular car again, and like what I'm doing when I'm driving these, I'm kind of thinking like, to make sim racing like more accessible to new people, right? Because the likes of LMU is quite difficult for newbies to get up to speed. ACC is so competitive again. Newbies getting into that is a challenge. You've got IMS2, you know, and again that has the whole LFM thing now, so that's getting more competitive. But I think something like this, like, you know, when you stick the hypercar tire on this with the power it has, this is something that any new player would easily be able to be somewhat competitive in, for sure. You know, and I contrast that like with a newbie hopping into like a hypercar or something, or an LMP2 and Le Mans Ultimate. They're not going to have a good time by comparison. But the cars I've driven so far, like there's a few of them for sure that I think would be very appealing to a lot of new players, where the new player could actually enjoy a session, have fun, and, you know, drive this around any track with proper lines. So don't have to think too much about the car itself, because there's a lot of grip there already. It's not fast enough that it's gonna, you know, set aliens apart from non-aliens. You know, it's the right blend of needing a bit of skill, but also accessible and safe. This car is a good one, and the i30 was a good one as well. So that's what I'm trying to do, looking at a few of these, is kind of figure out like how beginner friendly they may or may not be. But yeah, I have to say, guys, I'll leave this one here. It's been longer than I expected it to be, but I'm glad, like, we went through a few cars. I didn't touch the typical Ferraris and stuff, because we all know they're going to be pretty decent anyway. You know, one thing I'm going to do, and just for the last 2 minutes, right? I'm just going to jump back into that BMW M4 again, because now that I've acclimatized maybe to the physics of a road car tire, I just want to see if I jump back into the BMW, do I still drive like, you know, do I still drive poorly or not? So again, just to keep everything standard, I'm going to go back to brands again. And, you know, earlier on, I didn't like it too much. I struggled a little bit to kind of keep it, you know, on corner entry. It would push quite a lot, to the point where I felt that the Audi RS and even the Volkswagens and the Hyundais were better handling. So I'm going to put this back onto road tires and just do like 2 quick laps. I just want to see, is it me or is it the car that's actually quite hefty? I mean, I know these are heavy, but I just want to see, like, is the problem me or is the problem the car? Yeah, it's a hefty one. I can feel the weight, like, I mean, it's definitely not as nimble naturally. Even like going slowly, it just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but I think so. Oh shit. I think some of it might have been me. That was me just putting on the grass. But let's see, a few more corners maybe. I just want to see, is it me kind of just misjudging the braking areas, because, you know, it's a powerful car with not so good grip by comparison to the power it has. It's interesting. It's like the tire is really limited. Look, yeah, it's a heavy car from what I can feel, and I think in real life, like, these are beasts as well. Like, I mean, they're not light cars the way they used to be, or well, lightish. And fucking hell, even the latest M5, like the new M5 for 2025, I think it was. I don't think it was 24. I think it's a 25 M5. And I stand to be corrected, but that thing is like over 2.2 tons, I believe. And even here, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's an example, like, you know, you can put whatever engine into a car that you want, but you cannot outperform excess weight. And you can see here, like, it just does not want to grip. I feel I just have to kind of go slower and slower and slower, given the weight that's on the car, and then the weight then is not matched to the chassis and the power of the engine. You know, and you have to, like, imagine, like, a view, like what it feels like. It's like you've got this heavy chassis on regular road tires, which is fine. You expect it to handle bad, and then you put like a powerful engine in there that just completely overpowers that package. But then it has to be powerful because the car's so heavy. So you end up like with a, like if I was judging this thing in real life based on what I'm driving here, like I'd say it's an overpowered GT car. But I don't think it's like, certainly on road tires at least, like it's not as track ready as the other two. Yeah, it just doesn't feel natural at all. Like, I mean, yeah, it just doesn't feel natural. Like I say, you've got all this power, but you don't have the chassis and the grip to deal with it laterally. Like, I'll do one more lap, and I'm going to kind of try to overslow into these corners just to give the car every chance. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of adjustment needed, right, because you're driving it kind of outside of its natural kind of what feels sensible, like speed to grip ratio that's in your brain as a sim racer, you know. And I remember having this a little bit with some cars, like vividly the Ferrari Challenge and ACC when that came out, the hypercars and LMU to an extent when they came out. Especially coming from an LMP2, like, and you could jump into a hypercar, you think, okay, where's all the grip gone? Because, you know, you associate in your brain like extra speed with extra grip and extra stopping power. It's like in car land, you associate all of the qualities of a car to increase with each other. But with this car, that's not the case. It's like you've got the powerful engine, but the grip feels like it's decreased, if anything, because of the weight. So that takes a little bit of adjusting to. But it's an adjustment that can be made. Can we drift it? Can we drift it at speed? I can't help but think if that was real life, we would have lost it way before just now. You know, on the straight, I think we would have easily lost it. But yeah, anyway, that's AC Evo. That's my little first look at it. As someone who's like driven some of these cars and cars like this in real life, yeah, the physics are quite good. The car behaves as a car would behave, so I think they've got that bit right, the physics. From here, then it might be just a matter of tweaking certain things in the force feedback. But the force feedback, to be fair, like, doesn't feel like bad or anything like that. Now one thing I did do actually was I did take off like a lot of damping in the force feedback settings as well, so it's just like a more natural what the car wants to do, and it feels really good. It feels really good. But anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I will say with AC Evo, you know, the early access thing, there's a few problems as you'd expect. Like, I've bought this just to, I suppose, support the developer, and, you know, I'll happily do like a few hot laps in between. I've no interest in racing AI or anything like that just yet. It's one of those games in its current state where, you know, maybe you buy it and shelve it, and, you know, as the developer continues to drop content, then the whole, you know, ecosystem and maybe mods at some point in the future, I don't know, but like the ecosystem of league racing and, you know, servers and stuff will come on, and once that happens, then we might start to see some competitive racing. But if I'm honest, I still feel that the online competitive scene will still be, you know, with iRacing and more so LMU in the immediate future. I see this only kind of growing in popularity. If they get online servers, I think that will spike popularity. A lot of casual racers, and I think then to get like the serious like esport guys across, it might need like some kind of official racing series like the SRO or something like that. And why I say that is because with these esport drivers come sponsors. Like typically, you know, your typical esport teams like, you know, Ferrari and Williams and, you know, all of the usual esport teams. They will want to be recognised in an actual series, like an actual event, like the Daytona 24 we see with iRacing, like the Le Mans Virtual, and like the SRO esport thing we see with ACC. And I think that for AC Evo to attract that same kind of you know, type of driver, type of following, it's going to need the same. Or maybe Kunos go the opposite direction and have this kind of as an alternative to Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo or something. But yeah, that's it, guys. Just a few things to consider, and yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks again for watching, and yeah, let me know what you think. Cheers.